Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as a Florida Stoneman, and this is my 333rd birthday. Video. I said that on Instagram, but I was just kidding. But this is my 333rd video. Okay, this is my 333rd video. Okay, so a joke became real. Who knows, maybe I'll live until 333. But I'm going to be teaching you guys today about things that you can be burning instead of for sage, who should be burning sage, and why you should not be burning sage. So basically, okay, sage has become so mainstream. I get that it is the introduction to spirituality for most people, but it's not the best thing you could ever burn. And in most case scenarios, it's actually hurting you more than it's helping you. So this is actually, for the people who are watching this video, this is a very spiritually advanced topic. So basically, this is a collective of information from several mentors, several angelic guides, and just beings of light, and just other people's experiences, different, even from different cultures, from Kabbalists, from people in initiated traditions. This conclusion, and this is even based from experience from people I've helped. Basically, when you tell someone to cleanse your home, what's the first thing they're going to do? What did they see on TV? What did they see on a movie? What did they see in just what did the online say? Like the little, just there's so many different things that people think cleansing is. The first thing they'll do is they'll burn sage. Does that get rid of what they're having or any kind of entity around them? No, the people who burn sage and expect to get rid of something in their house, usually a bunch of stuff follows afterwards, but it's too kind of hazy and crazy for you to even realize what's going on. So what exactly, and I'm going to teach you guys how to actually cleanse, or just generally, because I'll point you to Eve the Medium, who on her YouTube channel, she'll teach you intricate house cleansings. I'm not going to teach you intricate house cleansings. I have an entire gigantic list of other things you can burn besides sage. If you would like to open your spirituality, okay, sage is a good start. You've heard of it in American Horror Story, you've heard of it on TV, but it's not the best thing. So what is sage? So I'm talking about sacred sage. There's a few different kind of sages. I'm not going to talk about the other ones in this video. This is sacred sage, white sage. The sage that is like the most classic, just easy to burn. And trust me, this video will get very heated dislikes, but like I said, if this advice triggers you, I definitely did my job. So I'm not even gonna, I'll check the comment section, but I'm not going to entertain anyone in the comment section who's not spiritually mature enough to learn, or even if you disagree with me, this is gonna help you, okay? So you can apply this, because the thing is, once you burn after you have this knowledge, you know exactly what it does, even though you might not like the information. You can learn this from your own experiences, but let's talk about what sage does right now. So basically, sage, it's a cleansing tool, yes. If used correctly, keyword, you can use sage if you fully use it correctly. Now people are like, how do I use it correctly? Because there's a right and wrong way to use it. And people get very defensive of this topic. People get viciously defensive of this topic because no one's ever said it before. I burn sage every day. I burn sage from... How dare you talk about... How dare you say I can't burn sage? What are you talking about? He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's only 26. You can't tell me not to burn sage. It's ancestral. It's my culture. I'm like, okay, what's your culture? Well, I watched this episode of American Horror Story and they said I could ask to travel if they... And people get very, very triggered. And I'm like, okay, good, I made you think. Now every time you'll burn sage, you'll actually think about what you're doing, and you'll think about the actual what you're doing. So yeah, I've seen the most crazy of comments, but to people who are spiritually advanced watching this video, it's actually refreshing. People who are spiritually advanced in watching this video, they're going to be like, finally someone said it. Finally someone stood up. I don't care if people really dislike what I have to say, but I'm going to get straight into it. This video is based off of spiritual facts. So it's not opinions. It's not, it's set. It is set. And I live this and I see this on a daily basis. So basically, what happens when you burn sage? And why is burning sage a good thing? Why is burning sage a bad thing? I'll tell you right now, sage is a wonderful thing to burn when, one, you know exactly who's in your spiritual quadrant. You know the good spirits that are around you, and you know the bad spirits that are around you. You know the names, and you have to be able to recognize them. You have to be able to know who they are, know which ones to work with, know which ones not to work with. You have to know which angels are around you. You have to know which not ex-angels are basically around you. You have to be fully aligned. You fully have to know who's around you spiritually. If you're burning sage and you just don't even know any of your guides, big problem there, because they're the ones helping you do the cleansing. You're not doing the cleansing. You are not doing the cleansing. If you think yourself as one person is cleansing these spirits on your own, you're completely wrong. These guides are helping you. When people think that their gifts are their own, they are not your gifts. They're given to you by God, and they're channeled by your ancestors, they're channeled by your spirits, and they're channeled by your angels. People, at that point, when I say that, people who have ego will stop watching this video. And this, good. I want to see how many people make it to the end of this video, because this video is going to trigger you. This is spiritual, set in stone fact. So basically, if you're not ready to hear it, you'll come back in a year when things are not working out for you. So, sage is wonderful when you use it at the right time. You use it by just not using sage. If you'd like to know who your spiritual quadrant is, who's in your spiritual court, you can go to an actual medium, such as Eve the medium, and do like a full, do whatever is in her, because she has different sets of readings on her website. I would highly suggest you go to her, because you'll get actual information. These psychics, these readers out here are going to fully scam you and tell you anything. She tells you the actual truth, and she tells you what to do after she helps you. She doesn't, these psychics, these fake readers I've made videos about, they just scare you. I'm not here to just scare you. I have so many alternate options. I'm not trying to scare you out of using sage. I'm trying to educate you. No, I'm not trying. I am educating you. Now, what does sage do? When you burn it through your house, it's literally, it's like just sounding the alarms. It's opening portals. It's opening just the doorway. It's giving your angels and your spirits and extra guides, even friends from past lives, can even enter the room. When you start burning sage, it makes it a lot easier. It makes it very fluid and very clear on the spiritual plane for them to enter the room. It's like, wonderful, I'm here. But guess what? It makes it easier for everything else to enter your home as well, because they're like, sage. Ooh, I love the smell of sage. And you better believe spirits, especially any kind of low vibrational spirits, like good smells as well, and sage does not clear them out. Especially if you have a stronger lower entity in your home and you try to sage, they know exactly what you just did. So in fact, if you have something bad in your home and you sage, most likely things are going to get so much more worse, because you aggravated it. You tried to get rid of a dark entity, and you didn't do it. You made it upset. You made that entity like, they just try to get rid of me. And guess what happens when you try to get rid of a dark entity and you don't fully do it? I'll give you a little guess. They snap back. So people will have scratch marks. People will have things breaking. People will have vacuums turning on. People will have lights turning on. And guess what? A lot of people who are burning sage and people who are fully new to spirituality and just, burn sage when something's going on in your house. Those people, and some of the people will get an off feeling and they're like, I don't feel like doing this again. This doesn't feel right. Some people are so full of themselves and full of ego and just full of just not recognizing signs that are not working out for them. They will actually get used to crazy things going on in their house, and that actually becomes a part of their life. So things in their life will go absolutely insane, absolutely crazy, and one, it entertains them, and two, they just get used to it. So people are like, the door just swung open. Oh, someone's knocking at the door, and I just opened it and no one's there. Oh, my name got called again. Hello, Grandma. Now, that's not your grandma. Your grandma doesn't need to call your name every few seconds to get your attention when you're walking down the street. No. Exactly. These entities are looking for an in, and they love just flat out ignorant people. They love, and that's how a lot of dark practitioners get tricked into keep doing dark things. They'll actually entertain the darkness, and they'll go along with it because it's fun. Like, I've seen some people saying, oh, Saint Michael, the archangel, introduced me to demons. No, your vibration was too low to reach him, and guess what? Something else picked up the phone because it was on your low vibration, and it entered. It basically like, oh, I got another one, and now that person is now literally listening to a trickster spirit, or something worse than a trickster spirit that is literally just harvesting energy. Most likely that person's health will go down into the toilet, things will get crazy, and a lot of people are used to muting that kind of stuff. So when people start burning sage in their house like crazy, and people love doing it. Well, I'll tell you a few reasons why people love burning sage. And maybe you're a person who loves burning sage. If I offend you, this video is not to offend you. This video is to help you. I'm helping you. I'm giving you something that's not online. I have not seen this enough online. I have found this out through so many other people, hundreds of people that I helped, so many different other mediums. Just people of life, people who are literally there to help you, mentors, higher ups. This is a conclusion. And you will find from psychics, you will find from people who just want you to get readings from them because something's wrong, and either that person's putting something on you because you're getting readings from them and they're basically farming you, or like just they'll be like, oh, burn sage, and they're like, oh, everything's getting crazy. Well, you have to pay $2,000 for this curse to come off you, and it's every month they're doing this. They're basically farming you. You're now an animal for that person, and if you try to get away from them, they're gonna do something worse, and more crazy stuff's gonna happen. And they taught you to burn sage, so even more crazy stuff is happening. A lot of times when you guys have burned sage, you have nightmares, fights in your house, financial problems. You'll have just complete chaos. Like, you'll get people, your neighbors will get crazy at you. You'll have neighbors acting strange and neighbors acting crazy just because you're burning the stuff through the house all the time and you don't know what you're doing. Your house has not been truly cleansed, which I will talk to you about what an actual truly cleansed house is at some point in this video. But when you burn sage and you have no idea who your spiritual quadrant is, your house is not cleansed, you're not cleansed, you don't know what you're doing, there's no protections in your house, everything will get nuts and everything will go crazy, and you have a few options. You can accept it, be like, oh, okay, this is entertaining, or like number two, you will fully get signs. You will fully get signs. Some of you just notice some crazy stuff happening and you're just used to it. Like, oh, whatever, that's cute. And meanwhile, your whole family is fighting. You're having financial problems. You're getting spiritual sicknesses that you don't even know are spiritual just because you're opening the doorway. It's basically, I'm going to tell you right now, I should have put this as an example in the beginning of the video. When you go to clean yourself, what do you do first? I'm going to ask you right now, what do you do first? Do you put perfume on and then go take a shower and then go out into the world? Does that make sense? Do you just put perfume or cologne on and then you just wear the perfume and cologne expecting it to mask a stench? No! Why would you do that with sage to your house? Your house is an actual body. I made a video about this on how you can protect your house, so watch the video before this, but your house is an actual fortress. When it's dirty, when the enemy's already in, and you try to cleanse it incorrectly, when you spray perfume on top of an already happening problem, it makes everything so much worse, as I just said a few minutes ago. It makes things so much more worse. Now, I'm getting fired up because I'm so sick of people, and it's the people who are defending the sage, burning 24/7. They are spiritual babies. They are spiritually immature, and they're succumbed to their ego, and they're not ready to suck up that they're not spiritually mature yet. Yes, this will offend them. This is supposed to help them. I'm actually here to help you. Get your head out of the... Pick your head up. Wake up. Now, some of you have not experienced this crazy stuff with sage. Maybe it's just because you got lucky, your ancestors had helped you. Maybe it even happened and you didn't know it. Maybe it's a lot more mild. Maybe you didn't recognize that some of the stuff that was happening was related to the sage, because yeah, everything will happen. When you're at a barbecue and that barbecue smells absolutely delicious and you're blasting that barbecue and just the smoke is everywhere and everyone in that neighborhood, and you don't have a fence for your house. You don't have any, it's just on the grass, it's on the lawn. Now everyone in the whole neighborhood smells it. People are going to come over and be like, hey, what are you cooking? Like, oh, hey, what's your name? Oh, how are you? Same thing in the spiritual realm to your house. So basically, when you have a fence up, people are not going to be walking in as freely. Some people might try to hop the fence, but most of them will not get in. A lot of people won't even try to hop the fence, and people will just be stuck outside. Same thing with protections. That's why the fence is the protections when you burn the sage, because sage smells delicious to everything in the spiritual realm. It's a seasoning on food, and it's a seasoning still to spirits in the spiritual realm. It'll attract so many different spirits, and you don't know who you're attracting. Now, how do you actually use sage? Because I'm going to tell you this right now, and even if, I'm going to tell you this right now, even if you actually use sage correctly, You're supposed to burn something after it anyway. You're not supposed to just burn sage. Some very ignorant people in comment sections and just people who are not willing to spiritually learn, they'll be like, yeah, I burn sage to remove the negativity, attract the positivity. And I've seen the most just stuck up of people and like just basically, yep, I burn sage, get rid of the bacteria. There are when you just stick to sage, because I guarantee you learn that from a TV show or a movie. I guarantee it. And if you just stick to sage and you hug the sage and you're not ready to learn and you're not ready to change, even if you ask people from actual Native American culture, they're burning more than just sage. And I'm going to give you a bucket list of things to burn. So many different things you could actually burn to help yourselves get better versus staying in the same stuck situation, noticing all these problems and drama and friends coming and friends going and everything just being crazy because you're too stuck up to admit that sage is not the best thing that you should be burning, and that's not an actual cleansing. That's spraying perfume on poop. That's exactly what it is. That's spraying, when the cat poops in the house, you spray the perfume on it versus cleaning it. I'll teach you how to actually clean it. Here's what you do to actually use sage. First of all, know your spiritual quadrant. Know your spirits that are good. Know your spiritual spirits that are bad. Know angels that are good. Know angels that are not angels and that are bad. Now you recognize them, so you know exactly who you're talking to when you call on them for help. Each angel, each ancestor will have different feelings, different smells. You'll know exactly who's with you. A lot of people who are burning sage don't know anything about any kind of spirit or ancestor or angel around them, let alone good, let alone bad. Now, before you even think about using sage, cleanse your house. You have to fully cleanse your house. And basically go back to front with a floor wash. Even medium teaches floor washes. It's a spirit, like there are different kind of floor washes in every single culture. Though the most basic one I teach is sea salt. So you'll cleanse with sea salt for 3, 5, 7 days from back to front to the back, or back to the front, and then to do something good, to attract something good into your home, you'll do it from front to back. After you do that, then you can do the sage. After you take the shower, then you can put on the perfume. You don't put on the perfume after you get home from the gym. Some people actually do that, and it's not cool. It stinks. It really does stink, and that person has problems, and that person doesn't even realize that. Now I'm teaching you right now. I'm very fired up about this topic. I am very, very fired up about this topic. But wow, when you burn sage, listen, when you burn sage, make sure your whole house is cleansed. Make sure you do a spiritual wash yourself. Cleanse yourself from head to toe, or shoulder down. You have to have instructions from an actual mentor. You have to have instructions from someone who's legitimate. You have to know exactly what you're doing. You have to know if your house is cleansed. If it's not cleansed, if it's protected or not, if entities can freely come and go, because you better believe most of you are having problems in your house. You're having fights, nasty financial problems, just different things that should not be in your house. Some of you are having sleep paralysis, night terrors, night sweats, just these spiritual illnesses just because you haven't cleansed your house properly. And on top of that, you're spraying perfume on poop, I like to call it. You're literally spraying something on something that needs to be clean, picked up, thrown out, wiped away, sprayed down, and cleaned, but you're putting perfume on it first. So sage is not the first thing you go to. The correct way to do it is know your ancestors, fully cleanse your house, make sure your house is protected. Then you burn sage. You have to burn it from back of your house, the back of your house to the front of your house. After you burn the sage, then you can use something else. You would use something like frankincense and myrrh. You would use something to attract something, because sage gets rid of the energy in there. It helps your angels, it helps your guides to get rid of whatever's in there. And even on top of the protections, even on top of everything else, you still called in some extra spirits, even with just doing everything correctly. So now you'll use something like Palo Santo after the sage, and I'll talk about that in a second too. Not everyone should be using Palo Santo, but use frankincense and myrrh. It's the most easy thing you could ever use. Use Palo Santo after you use the sage, so any of the extra spirits that are sticking around, get out. It's like, okay, thank you for the help, now you can leave. Spirits can be commanded. Like lower level spirits can be commanded, not initiated spirits, like those low little tiny entities that can do stuff here and there, and they're not really fully good and they're not really fully bad. They didn't really pick. You don't want them sticking around. You don't want to find out if they're good or bad. Get them out. Okay, you can help with the cleansing. Yeah. Okay, that's nice. Now get out. Thank you. Bye. Like, that's exactly how it should be. Your ancestors stay around. Your angels stay around. Whatever's not supposed to be in the house after you use sage and after you use Palo Santo is now out. That's how you use sage correctly. But you shouldn't be using sage because it's not even the most strong thing you could be using. Like I said, one of the strongest things you could ever be using is frankincense and myrrh. It was gifted to Jesus for a reason. People don't even use frankincense and myrrh. It's one of the most powerful things you can ever use. It attracts blessings on top of blessings on top of blessings. You burn frankincense and myrrh on the first of New Year's, your entire year is going to be packed with blessings. I can tell you that right now. That's one ritual that you can start doing. And when it's New Year's Eve and the ball's dropping down to 12 o'clock, burn frankincense through your whole house. Have a house full of frankincense. And I know some people are gonna be like, oh, I smudge sage to antibacterial my house. There are so many other different ways that you can cleanse the atmosphere with a bucket list of herbs that I'm about to say right now. So frankincense and myrrh, wonderful. It'll clean the atmosphere. It'll get things out that is not supposed to be there. The next thing you can use is, because we're talking about specifically things to cleanse and bless. So when you're using sage, you're getting things out. Frankincense invites in the positive, while the myrrh kicks out the negative. There you go. They didn't gift sage to Jesus. They gift frankincense and myrrh to Jesus. Now, the next thing you can use, because I typed a whole list. I started and you guys have to actually do your research yourself. If you're actually serious about your spirituality, so after you cleanse your house, then you can do this. After you cleanse yourself, you can do this. You can actually even cleanse yourself with frankincense and myrrh. You can, if you're having gum problems, you can chew frankincense and it will get rid of the gum problems. That's how strong frankincense is. Now, the next thing you can use to raise the vibrations of your home, to basically just shoot the vibrations through your entire home, is cinnamon. Cinnamon's absolutely wonderful. It skyrockets the vibrations. I'm talking about not Ceylon cinnamon, because there's two kinds of cinnamon. There's true cinnamon, which is Ceylon cinnamon, and then there's cassia, which is the 6 you guys know of in supermarkets. Burn it through your house. That'll shoot the rockets of just light and just high vibratory, energetic, just frequencies into your environment. It's so easy to burn as well. It also attracts lots of money and love. So you'll have people blowing up your phone if you would like them to. You can actually program it to get rid of people who are blowing up your phone. It's strong as a cleanser. It's very powerful. Do not sleep on cinnamon. Don't sleep on frankincense and myrrh. The next one is rosemary. Especially to my females who are watching my video. If you burn rosemary, it'll put you in charge. I guarantee Beyonce burns rosemary before her shows. It is the queen bee. When a female burns rosemary before she does anything, and she sets out into the world, and she burned the rosemary, she maybe anointed the rosemary essential oil, that is the empower of females. Like, when you, even for men who want to empower their feminine aspect, because some men are around some very fragile, insecure friends, like, oh, he has little feminine qualities. What about bro, dude, and fist bump me, bro? No. If you're, listen, I'll make a whole different video. If you're masking your feminine, because men, you should be masculine and feminine. Females should be masculine and feminine. There has to be a balance. We have a yin side of our body and a yang side of our body for a reason. We live in the balance. We strive for balance. If you have too much femininity and there's no masculinity and there's a balance in everything. I'll make a whole different video about that, but rosemary empowers the feminine. So if you're a female and you're in the workplace and people are messing with you, and if you burn rosemary, you might just get a promotion or a raise. They'll just start looking at you different. They won't step on you. People won't mess with you. You put rosemary and salt in your shoes before you go out. People won't even, if you're a kid and you're going to school, parents can do this for their kids too. No one's gonna bully you. No one's gonna step on you. It gives that feminine aspect of you, like power and empowerment. If you're a male and you use rosemary, your friends are not gonna poke fun at you for the way you talk or just anything. Like, that's not even a friend at that point. Rosemary actually filters out some of your friends as well. If they're not good friends, they're not gonna come around you as much. Now, cedar. I'm just gonna go down the list because there's so many different things on here. Cedar. Financial blessings, clearing the atmosphere, just getting rid of so many things that are not good. Dragon's blood, especially if you have a family and you want to keep the family united, burn dragon's blood through your home. That's wonderful. It attracts wealth. It helps with love. You can, okay, I don't even know if I should be sharing this. You can actually make a blend to specifically attract African American men with dragon's blood. I've seen in what's it called? African American, just people, women who like darker men or men who like darker men. You can use dragon's blood to attract that kind of love, like specifically that kind of love. I don't know about the other things. I've just seen that in different African American blends and stuff like that, and I've seen it work too. So that's another thing. If you're trying to attract love and you're trying to bring more love into your life, that's something you can use as well. For some reason, it just works. But another thing you can use for dragon blood, you can use dragon's blood and any other batch of just any love blend, any incense blend. And keep in mind, work on yourself. Don't try to attract anyone else. It's just interesting and it definitely does. It works. This attracts a specific kind of person. So if you have a type relating to that kind of type, that'll work. It works. I've seen it work. Now, the next thing you can do is ginger. Ginger chews up and spits out the evil eye. Literally, not ginger as in, because people on TikTok are very sensitive about this. I'm a ginger. How dare you tell me to burn ginger? Now, I don't know if burning ginger attracts gingers, but no. I doubt that. Ginger, and I'm looking at my list right now. It's a pretty long list. So I'm going to start getting through these, and I'm not even going to be able to cover every one of these because I'll cover these in a different video. But ginger is very, very good for chewing up and spitting out the evil eye and transmuting dark energy sent to you to light. Now, if you feel like you're under attack heavily and something's really wrong, save the peels to garlic, especially black garlic, and burn it through your house because that can get even a low-level dark entity such as a low-level dark angel out of your house very fast. So it's strong enough to even do that. Now, let's go down the list. I have so many of these written down. You guys, do your research. Just look at what's in a food section in the store and just ask, I wonder what this does, and you can probably use it. Now, Palo Santo, it's sacred. Make sure you know exactly what you're doing and the history behind it, and make sure when you actually burn it, because some of you are going to get it anyway, you burn it very slowly. Because some of you just burn it so quickly that you're doing it incorrectly. There's secret ways to burn that I've taught on my TikTok. Cloves. This ends gossip. This gets rid of illness spirits. So spirits that are like more prone to cause illnesses, like literally spirits who cast illness upon families. Your cat will sneeze 3 times if there's an illness coming. It'll sneeze two times if financial blessings coming. This is just, cats are spiritual beings, so yeah, they do divination. I'll teach you about that in a different video as well. You can read a cat, and the cat can tell you what's going to happen that week. But mint. Mint is very good for, and yeah, save dried mint leaves. You can boil them, you can burn them. It's not that hard. You don't even need that much. Just burn it and it'll clear financial blockages. It'll clear just blockages of any kind of love. It'll clear blockages on several levels. Sandalwood. Sandalwood is very good. If you're trying to open your spirituality and cleanse your space, burn white sandalwood through your house and boom, your intuition will be completely opened. Your psychic abilities will start getting unlocked. Copal and every other resin, because you can look up, there's a ton of other resins. You have to do your research, guys. I'm not going to give you every single one in this video. Copal's wonderful. I can't explain all of these. Yellow onion peels. Now I'm going to talk about more things to attract blessings. Yellow onion peels is good to attract wealth and abundance, because some of you burn sage because you want to attract the positivity. Well, you can use anything else I just explained. Rose petals, if you'd like to attract love, because some of you are looking to be less lonely. Rose petals will make you feel more whole as a person, and it'll skyrocket your vibration. It's not the actual rose petals that attract love. It secures your entire environment to unconditional and divine love, and it opens up the gateways for people just to basically fall in love because you're so into yourself on a subconscious level, if that makes sense. Now you can cross mix any of these, and now you have the combination that just mix together. So rosemary and rose. Now you're a feminine beast. Now you're like, okay, like if you're on the downside of your relationship, or you feel your relationship is slipping because you're too passive. What do you mean too passive? I just burned rosemary and rose petals. Now you can combine any of these. Rosemary and dragon's blood. I've already given what that means, but if you were looking to clear your vibration, it's going to skyrocket your vibrations. Rosemary, and now you can do different things like dragon's blood and ginger. You can cross it. These are just, don't just write down what I'm telling you. Use any of what I'm telling you. And just, there's so many more out there. I'm not going to say everything, but there's so many alternatives to sage. This is a whole bucket list of just different things you can use besides sage, because sage is not the only tool. Don't be lazy. Look up stuff online. If you're actually serious about your spirituality, look up other things you can burn besides sage, because sage is not even the strongest thing you could ever use. Wow, there's a whole bucket list of things. If you want to enhance your psychic powers, get some dried mugwort. You can use burdock root to clear entities. You can use so many different things. Do your research. Do your research. If you're actually serious about your spirituality, and there are tons of just spiritual clowns. I'm going to call them spiritual clowns. because they act like spirituality is a joke. That person just watched American Horror Story, and now they're like, I'm spiritual. Like I just burn sage, and I'm wearing my Black Witch hat, and listen. Spirituality is not a joke. It's a lifestyle. People ask me, "Are you spiritual?" I look at them and say, I'm spiritual and I'm physical. I work out and I work out my soul. I work out my spirit. I'm passionate about this. I'm truly going to help you guys. Help yourselves. So if I seem a little harsh, it's because I'm truly here to help you. I'm going to say some stuff that no one has ever said to you. It might make you want to cry. It might get you in your feelings. But guess what? I said something no one else is going to tell you, because it is so frustrating to see information just being masked online. Just because it sounds good doesn't mean it's good for you. Okay? Just because a Hershey's bar, a Hershey's chocolate bar looks good and it smells good, when you eat it, is it good for you? Just because sage looks good and it smells good and you eat it doesn't mean it's good for you. No! Get out of here with that. Guys, don't be easily fooled. Don't take your spirituality seriously. I guarantee if you watch this video this far, you are serious about your spirituality and you're ready to learn. This is a half-an-hour video, but this is some serious information about learning about what sage actually does and so many other things you can use besides sage that are 100 times stronger than sage. And you'll see real changes and you'll see actual changes in your life. Whew, okay, if you have any questions, ask them in the comment sections. I'm not going to be responding to any ego comments or stuck-up comments like, how dare he say don't burn sage? What's wrong with him? I just watched American Horror Story and like Scarlett Johansson or whoever is an American Horror Story. I don't watch TV, I don't watch the movies. She burned sage and the entity left Croatoan. I did see that part. I'm not making fun of American Horror Story. I'm just saying, guys, don't watch a movie and start burning sage. Like, I'm spiritual now. I'm spiritual. Because if you're seeing actual issues in your life and you're actually serious about overcoming issues and you're sick of spiritual drama, take my advice. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment sections. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao!